The 1963 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating and highly collectible piece in the history of U.S. coinage, admired by both beginner and seasoned numismatists. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at the time, this nickel carries with it the charm and allure of mid-20th century American coin production. Composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the coin weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters. Its obverse features the left-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, designed by Felix Schlag. This classic depiction of Jefferson includes inscriptions, "For in God we trust" along the left rim, "Liberty" on the right side, and the year 1963 following a small star. The reverse showcases a detailed image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, along with the inscriptions "E pluribus unum" across the top, Monticello directly below the structure, and 5 cents and United States of America, curving along the bottom. The artistry and symmetry of this design have kept the Jefferson Nickel series popular with collectors for decades. The year 1963 was significant in American coinage history because it came just before the U.S. Mint underwent notable changes in production due to rising metal costs and economic shifts. Philadelphia struck millions of these nickels for circulation, but over time, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition has become increasingly challenging. While many examples survive in worn condition from everyday use, coins that retain their original mint luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks are far rarer and thus more valuable. Collectors prize such pieces, especially those graded by top certification companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. A high-grade 1963 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel, particularly in Mint State 65, MS65, or better, can command premium prices on the open market. One reason the 1963 nickel stands out among collectors is its role as a representative of pre-1965 U.S. coinage before the Coinage Act of 1965, which significantly altered the composition of many denominations. While the Jefferson Nickels copper-nickel composition remained the same after 1965, the 1963 issues still carry a sense of nostalgia for a period before widespread changes in U.S. currency production. Moreover, coins from this era can sometimes exhibit minor minting errors, such as die cracks, repunched dates, or off-center strikes, that dramatically increase their desirability and value. Even small anomalies in strike quality or planche preparation can make a coin stand out to error specialists, turning what would be an ordinary 5-cent piece into a collector's treasure worth hundreds of dollars more than face value. When it comes to market value, the 1963 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel can reach as high as $700 today for a superb uncirculated example with excellent eye appeal. This value reflects not just the age of the coin, but also the collector demand for high-grade examples and the historical importance of the Jefferson Nickel series. Circulated coins without notable errors or exceptional condition typically sell for modest amounts, but those with brilliant surfaces, sharp strikes, and minimal handling marks are actively sought after. Coins that have been carefully preserved in original mint rolls or government-issued coin sets often produce the highest grades and thus command the most competitive bids from buyers. The condition of the coin is crucial in determining its value, and grading plays an essential role in the market. Lower-grade coins, such as those in good G to very fine VF condition, often display significant wear that reduces detail in Jefferson's hair and Monticello's columns. In contrast, mint state coins retain full design definition, showing every line in Jefferson's hair, crisp steps on Monticello, and smooth, undisturbed fields. A full steps designation on the reverse is particularly desirable among Jefferson Nickel specialists, as it indicates the strike was strong enough to fully render all the steps leading up to Monticello. Such examples are scarce for many dates in the series and command strong premiums. Historical context further adds to the intrigue of the 1963 nickel. The early 1960s were a time of optimism and change in the United States, with advancements in technology, space exploration, and civil rights movements reshaping American society. Coins from this period, including the Jefferson Nickel, serve as tangible reminders of that era. The nickel's design, unchanged for decades, provided a sense of continuity and stability in a time of transformation. Collectors often appreciate this blend of historical constancy and cultural transition when adding such coins to their collections. Preservation and storage are critical for maintaining the value of a 1963 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel. Collectors should avoid cleaning coins, as abrasive polishing can permanently damage the surface and drastically reduce the coin's market value. Instead, coins should be stored in inert holders, such as mylar flips, archival quality albums, or hard plastic slabs from grading services. These protective measures prevent contact with oils from human skin, air pollutants, and moisture, all of which can cause toning or corrosion over time. Interestingly, naturally toned coins with attractive rainbow or golden hues can sometimes sell for more than their untarnished counterparts, as toning can enhance a coin's visual appeal when it is the result of natural aging rather than artificial methods. The demand for Jefferson Nickels, particularly from the early 1960s, has remained steady over the years thanks to their affordability for beginner collectors and the challenge they present to advanced collectors seeking high-grade or full-steps examples. While some modern coins require deep pockets to collect, the Jefferson Nickel series allows hobbyists to pursue both circulation finds and investment-grade rarities. The 1963 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel is a prime example of how a seemingly common coin can hold significant value when condition, history, and collector interest align. Auction results show that top-graded examples of the 1963 nickel have sold for hundreds of dollars, with rare full-steps coins reaching or exceeding the $700 mark. These sales highlight the importance of both patience and a discerning eye when searching for high-value coins. Whether acquired through coin roll hunting, estate collections, or reputable dealers, these nickels offer a rewarding pursuit for those who appreciate the fine details of numismatic artistry. In conclusion, the 1963 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel is far more than just a 5-cent coin from the past. It is a piece of American history that blends artistry, historical significance, and collector demand into one small but powerful numismatic package. With a market value that can reach $700 in superb condition, it serves as a reminder that even coins still occasionally found in pocket change can turn out to be valuable treasures. For the collector willing to seek out the finest examples, this nickel offers not just a monetary reward, but also the satisfaction. Next up, the 1954 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, blending artistic design, practical usage, and collectible value into a single coin. Issued during a time when the United States was experiencing post-war growth and economic expansion, this coin reflects both the stability and progress of the nation. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark on coins of this period, the absence of a mint mark is a standard feature for Philadelphia issues and not necessarily a mint error. However, for collectors, the 1954 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel carries special significance due to factors such as condition, historical background, and potential for unique varieties or errors. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson Nickel series was first introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, and it remained a mainstay of U.S. coinage for decades. Schlag's design features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, symbolizing one of America's most influential founding fathers, the author of the Declaration of Independence, and the third President of the United States. The reverse showcases Jefferson's home, Monticello, a neoclassical architectural gem that further reinforces the historical and cultural depth of the coin's design. The obverse inscription includes the word Liberty in script lettering, with Jefferson's facsimile signature, the motto "In God We Trust," and the date 1954 clearly displayed. On the reverse, the inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum," "Monticello," 5 cents, and "United States of America" frame the detailed depiction of Jefferson's Virginia estate. From a technical standpoint, the 1954 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel was struck from a copper-nickel alloy consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a weight of 5 grams. These specifications have remained relatively consistent for Jefferson Nickels for much of the series' history. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these coins in 1954, which means that, in circulated condition, they are not particularly rare. However, the value of a 1954 nickel increases significantly when the coin is found in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially when graded by respected third-party grading services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Coins with exceptional luster, sharp strikes, and minimal contact marks can achieve high mint state grades, and these examples are where the coin's value can truly shine. While the majority of 1954 nickels are common in circulated grades, the no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel can command impressive prices when it exhibits rare die varieties or minting errors. Collectors pay particular attention to doubled die obverses, DDO, repunched mint marks, RPM, on other mint versions, off-center strikes, and full-step details on the Monticello design. The full steps designation is especially coveted among Jefferson Nickel collectors. It refers to the clarity and completeness of the steps leading up to Monticello on the reverse. Achieving full steps is challenging due to strike quality issues, and finding a 1954 Philadelphia nickel with this feature in high mint state condition can dramatically increase its value. In fact, it is not uncommon for such coins to fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Historically, the 1954 nickel sits in an interesting period for U.S. coinage. The early 1950s saw a continuation of designs introduced earlier in the century, with few major changes in the nation's coinage lineup. The Jefferson Nickel, however, was already a well-established favorite in circulation by this time, and its familiar design helped foster a sense of continuity in everyday commerce. The coin also serves as a reminder of the United States mid-century political and economic climate. This was a period of prosperity, Cold War tensions, and cultural transformation. The fact that this coin has survived in high-grade condition for nearly 7 decades is a testament to both its durability and the care of its previous owners. In today's market, the 1954 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel can be worth anywhere, from a few cents in well-worn condition to $100 or more in top mint state grades with full steps designation. This wide range in value highlights the importance of grading and condition assessment in numismatics. A collector who comes across a seemingly ordinary 1954 nickel in loose change might not think much of it, but upon closer inspection, if the coin exhibits sharp detail, minimal wear, and strong luster, it could be a hidden gem. Additionally, coins encapsulated in certified holders from PCGS or NGC carry greater trust and liquidity in the marketplace, often achieving higher sale prices compared to raw coins of similar quality. The coin's appeal extends beyond its monetary value. For many collectors, the Jefferson Nickel series represents a rewarding and accessible challenge. There are numerous dates, mint marks, and varieties to hunt for, with some being affordable for beginners and others offering high-value opportunities for advanced collectors. The 1954 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel fits into this framework perfectly, offering both an affordable entry point in lower grades and an exciting high-value target in top conditions. Furthermore, Jefferson Nickels are an excellent way to learn about U.S. history, as each coin serves as a miniature tribute to one of the nation's most influential leaders and the architectural beauty of Monticello. In conclusion, the 1954 no-mint marked Jefferson Nickel is much more than just a 5-cent piece from mid-20th century America. It's a collectible artifact with historical significance, artistic merit, and potential investment value. While common in circulated grades, its worth skyrockets when found in exceptional condition, especially with desirable attributes like full steps. With a market value of up to $100, this coin has the potential to surprise unsuspecting owners and reward diligent collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist searching for a high-grade example or a curious beginner intrigued by the stories behind everyday coins, the 1954 no mint. Next up, the 1981 P mint mark. Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating piece of U.S. coinage history that holds a significant place in numismatics due to its blend of historical relevance, collectible appeal, and potential market value. While the Jefferson Nickel series has been in circulation since 1938, coins from the early 1980s, particularly those struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carry their own distinct allure among collectors. The P mint mark, positioned on the obverse side just to the right of Thomas Jefferson's bust, identifies its place of origin as the Philadelphia Mint, which historically did not include a mint mark on nickels until 1980. This makes the 1981 issue only the second year that the Philadelphia Mint began using the P mark on circulating nickels, adding to its appeal for those who track the evolution of U.S. mint practices. In terms of design, the obverse features a left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," to the left, and "Liberty," followed by the date 1981 to the right, separated by a small star. The reverse proudly displays Jefferson's famous home, Monticello, with the denomination 5 cents and United States of America inscribed below, along with the motto, A pluribus unum, above. The architectural detail in Schlag's design is an important factor in determining coin condition, as the sharpness of Monticello's steps is a key grading point. Coins with full steps, FS, on the reverse are particularly desirable and can drastically increase market value. The composition of the 1981 P nickel is the standard 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy used in Jefferson Nickels since 1946. It weighs 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a plain edge. While the composition itself isn't precious, the value of this coin comes from other factors: scarcity in high grades, minting quality, collector demand, and in certain cases, rare die varieties or mint errors. Coins from circulation often show significant wear, making uncirculated examples in mint state, MS-65 and above, rare and valuable. One of the major drivers of the market value, which today can reach up to $2,300 for pristine graded examples, is the combination of condition rarity and historical interest. Most nickels from 1981 were struck for heavy circulation, and because nickel is a relatively hard metal, the dies wore down quickly, often resulting in weak strikes. This means that finding a 1981 P nickel with crisp, clear details, and especially with full steps designation, is difficult. Professional grading from services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, plays a vital role here. An MS-67 full steps example can command hundreds or even over $1,000 at auction. Error coins from this year also contribute to the premium market. Examples of 1981 P nickels with off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or double-die obverse-reverse varieties are known and can be worth significantly more than regular issues. A dramatic mint error could push values even higher depending on its rarity and visual appeal. Historically, the early 1980s were an interesting period for the U.S. Mint, as the economy was dealing with inflation and the mint was producing large numbers of coins to keep up with demand. In 1981, millions of Jefferson Nickels were produced at Philadelphia, but the sheer mintage number does not tell the full story. While common in lower circulated grades, true high-grade survivors are scarce. The vast majority of coins saw years of pocket change handling, leading to nicks, scratches, and worn details. This is why gem condition examples stand out and command such impressive prices in today's collector market. Collectors are also drawn to the Jefferson Nickel series for its long-running and consistent design, which stayed largely unchanged. From 1938 until the Westward Journey series began in 2004. This continuity gives numismatists a unique opportunity to collect by year, mint mark, and variety, and the 1981 P nickel is a key entry in the modern segment of the series. Its place as one of the earliest Philadelphia mint coins to bear a P makes it historically notable for type collectors and series completists alike. Another factor boosting the 1981 P nickel's value is the grading registry competition. Advanced collectors often seek the highest possible grade to submit for registry sets, and because grading populations show very few examples in ultra-high MS68 or MS69 condition, competition is fierce when one appears at auction. Even modest improvements in strike sharpness or luster can cause a significant jump in market value for these coins. The market trends for Jefferson Nickels also indicate that demand for quality coins from the late 20th century is growing. While older coins from the 1940s and 1950s traditionally received more attention, recent years have seen a surge in interest for coins from the 1970s and 1980s, especially those in exceptional condition. Auction records show that certified gem 1981 P nickels have consistently sold for hundreds to over $1,000, reflecting steady collector interest. Preservation plays a huge role in determining if your 1981 P nickel might reach its full potential value of $300. Coins that have been kept in original mint sets, proof sets, or protective holders since the time of issue have a much better chance of achieving top grades. Luster, surface preservation, and strike quality are critical evaluation points during professional grading. Even small flaws like bag marks or spots can significantly reduce the grade and therefore the value. For investors and collectors alike, the 1981 P Mint Mark Jefferson Nickel offers a mix of affordability for lower grades and strong potential upside for high-grade or error varieties. It represents a transitional moment in U.S. coinage when the Philadelphia Mint's new P mark was still novel, making it a desirable addition for historical and technical reasons. In conclusion, the 1981 P Jefferson Nickel is much more than just a common 5-cent coin from the 1980s. It's a collectible piece with historical significance, tied to the broader narrative of the Jefferson Nickel series and the evolution of mint marking practices in the United States. Its market value of up to $2,300 for top-graded examples comes from a combination of rarity in high grades, collector demand, and the appeal of early P mint mark issues. Whether you're a seasoned collector looking to complete your Jefferson set, an error coin enthusiast searching for striking anomalies, or an investor seeking undervalued modern-era coins with growth potential, the 1981 P nickel is worth a closer look. With its historical charm, technical interest, and financial potential, this coin stands as a shining example of how even relatively modern coins can hold significant value when preserved in the right condition and appreciated by the right audience. Next, the 1972 D Mint Mark. Jefferson Nickel is one of those remarkable coins in U.S. numismatic history that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike due to its rarity, historical significance, and exceptional value in today's market. Struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark, this nickel belongs to the long-running Jefferson Nickel series that began in 1938. The Jefferson Nickel was designed by Felix Schlag, who won a national competition to create the coin's design, beating out hundreds of other artists. His design featured a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with the stately image of Jefferson's Monticello home on the reverse. Schlag's original design was modified slightly before production, but the essence of his artistic vision remained, making the Jefferson Nickel a familiar sight in American coinage for decades. The 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel has the same specifications as other nickels of its time. A composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a weight of 5 grams, and a diameter of 21.21 millimeters. But what sets it apart is its condition, rarity, striking quality, and numismatic desirability. The obverse of the 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel displays a finely detailed portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Around the upper rim is the inscription, "In God We Trust," while liberty and the date 1972 appear on the right, separated by a small star. Below Jefferson's portrait, to the right side of the coin, is the tiny but important D mint mark, indicating that it was minted in Denver, Colorado. The reverse features a front-facing image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, with the name Monticello inscribed below the building. Above Monticello is the Latin phrase "e pluribus unum," out of many one, while the denomination 5 cents and the issuing country United States of America are displayed at the bottom. Both the obverse and reverse designs are simple yet elegant, embodying the values and history of the United States during the 20th century. While millions of Jefferson nickels were produced in 1972, the Denver Mint struck approximately 351,694,400 nickels that year, making the coin seem common at first glance. However, the vast majority of these coins entered circulation, enduring years of handling, wear, and damage. Finding a 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel in mint state, MS condition, or with a high professional grading is extremely challenging. This scarcity, in pristine condition, is a major reason why certain examples command very high prices in the collector's market. Coins that have survived without scratches, discoloration, or signs of circulation are considered highly collectible, especially if they exhibit strong strikes, clean fields, and sharp details. Another key factor that makes the 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel valuable is the presence of error coins and special striking anomalies. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins with full steps, FS, on Monticello's staircase, a rare detail that indicates an exceptionally strong strike from fresh dies, full steps. Jefferson nickels are notoriously difficult to find, especially from this era, because the design's fine details often wore down quickly or failed to strike sharply during minting. Some 1972 D nickels also exhibit striking errors, such as die cracks, double dies, or off-center strikes, each of which can significantly increase the coin's market value. Such errors are highly sought after in numismatics because they represent minting irregularities that are both rare and unique. When it comes to grading, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are the leading authorities that authenticate and evaluate coins. They assign grades on the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 poor to 70 perfect mint state. For the 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel, even coins in lower mint state grades, such as MS-63, can carry substantial value compared to their face value. However, examples graded MS-65 or higher, especially those with the full steps designation, can fetch premium prices at auctions and private sales. The market value of the 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel has steadily risen over time due to its rarity in top grades and growing interest among collectors. While an average circulated example might only be worth a few cents over face value, high-grade specimens can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The most exceptional examples, those graded MS-67 or MS-67 plus with full steps, can command market prices as high as $1,800 today. This high valuation is a combination of condition rarity, collector demand, and the overall appeal of owning a near-perfect example of a coin that is otherwise common in lower conditions. In addition to its numismatic appeal, the 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel holds historical significance. The early 1970s were a time of political and economic transition in the United States, marked by events such as the winding down of the Vietnam War, the Watergate scandal brewing on the horizon, and shifts in domestic policy under President Richard Nixon. Everyday objects like coins silently carry the context of their era, and the 1972 D nickel serves as a small but tangible link to that period in American history. Collectors often appreciate coins not just for their monetary worth, but also for their connection to the stories, events, and people of the time in which they were made. For new collectors interested in finding a 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel worth significant money, the best advice is to carefully examine coins for sharp details, lack of wear, and any potential minting errors. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help spot doubling, die cracks, or other unusual features. If a coin appears to be in exceptional condition, submitting it for professional grading may unlock its true market potential. With proper care, high-grade Jefferson Nickels can maintain or even increase their value over time, making them both enjoyable and potentially profitable additions to a collection. In summary, the 1972 D Mint Mark Jefferson Nickel is more than just a 5-cent piece from the Denver Mint. It's a numismatic gem that combines artistry, historical context, and rarity into one small but significant object. Its design pays tribute to one of America's most influential founding fathers, while its scarcity and high grades makes it a treasure for collectors. With a market value reaching up to $1,900 for exceptional examples, it stands as a prime example of how even modern-era coins can achieve remarkable value when condition, rarity, and collector interest align. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual hobbyist, the hunt for the perfect 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel is a reminder that hidden treasures can still be found in the most ordinary of places, even in your pocket change. Next up, the 1941 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel is one of those fascinating pieces of American coinage that continues to capture the attention of collectors due to its history, design, and the potential for surprisingly high value when found in exceptional condition, sometimes reaching market prices up to $1,500. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark present on the coin, this piece belongs to the early years of the Jefferson Nickel series, which began in 1938 when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson Nickel's obverse proudly displays a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," along the left rim and "Liberty," with the date 1941 positioned to the right. The reverse features the iconic image of Jefferson's Virginia home, Monticello, with the building name inscribed directly beneath it, flanked by the denomination 5 cents, and the country name United States of America, while the motto E pluribus unum arcs above. What makes the 1941 no-mint mark nickel particularly intriguing to collectors is not just its vintage status, but the fact that it was produced in the year before the United States entered World War II, which means it's part of the last full year of regular copper-nickel composition before wartime silver alloy nickels were introduced in mid-1942 to conserve nickel for the war effort. The standard 1941 nickel was composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a weight of 5 grams and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. Over 203 million of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, which might sound like a huge number, but survival rates in pristine, uncirculated, or gem conditions are surprisingly low due to heavy use in circulation during the war and post-war years. The high value of $500 is reserved for examples in top grades, such as MS-67 or higher, especially when certified by reputable grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Collectors pay premium prices for coins with sharp strikes, full details in Jefferson's hair, clean steps on Monticello, known as full steps designation, and immaculate luster without significant contact marks or discoloration. In addition to condition rarity, the 1941 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel has a number of collectible varieties and errors that can elevate its value even further. Popular error types include double die obverse or reverse, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks, each of which adds unique appeal for error specialists. Some double die varieties, particularly those showing noticeable doubling, on Liberty or Monticello, can command impressive premiums even in lower circulated grades. Beyond the technical and financial aspects, the coin also holds historical value as a tangible link to a pivotal time in U.S. history, the last chapter of America's pre-war coinage, produced while the nation was still recovering from the Great Depression and watching global tensions rise. In the numismatic market, Jefferson Nickels have often been overlooked compared to series like Lincoln Cents or Morgan Dollars, but in recent years they have gained more respect among collectors, who appreciate their affordability in lower grades and their significant challenge in finding high-grade examples. The 1941 no mint mark nickel, in particular, has proven to be a sleeper coin, affordable in worn condition for those just starting out, but surprisingly lucrative for those lucky enough to discover a top-tier gem in an old collection, estate, lot, or even in pocket change. Demand for these coins has grown as more collectors seek to complete full-date and mint mark sets of Jefferson Nickels, especially with full steps examples, which are notoriously rare for early dates. Auction records have shown that when a pristine, high-grade 1941 no mint mark nickel appears, fierce bidding wars can erupt, pushing final prices well into the four-figure range, with the best examples rivaling or exceeding the value of some rare silver coins from the same era. For those hoping to find such a coin, careful searching is key. Rolls of old nickels from banks, inherited coin jars, and dealer bulk lots can sometimes yield surprises, particularly since many people have never bothered to check Jefferson Nickels for high-grade quality or varieties. Proper storage is also crucial for preserving value, as exposure to moisture, air, or handling can quickly tarnish surfaces and lower a coin's grade. Professional grading not only authenticates and protects the coin, but also boosts buyer confidence, making it easier to sell at top market prices. In conclusion, the 1941 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel is far more than just an old 5-cent piece. It's a combination of artistry, history, and hidden value that rewards patience, knowledge, and a sharp eye for quality. Whether admired for its elegant Felix Schlag design, treasured for its historical context as a pre-war issue, or sought after for its investment potential in gem condition, this coin remains a remarkable part of American numismatics. For collectors who appreciate the thrill of the hunt, the 1941 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel offers one of the most satisfying opportunities in the hobby, the chance to turn what looks like an ordinary nickel into a treasure worth $2,500 or more, all thanks to the enduring allure of rarity, condition, and historical significance that makes numismatics such an endlessly fascinating pursuit.